joined other mayors from across the Commonwealth because our funding for our urban schools has decreased dramatically.
Yeah, they definitely having problems with
Well,
the school system here.
back
Yeah.
in the 1970s, I think our school system, I think our schools are doing tremendous. I'll be very, I mean, they have challenges,
Right.
but we have great teachers, we have great administrators, we have a very competent school board that I think is trying hard with the challenges that one of the biggest challenges they have is the economics. If you just look at we spend about $7,700 per pupil in our schools. Salisbury spends 14.5 per pupil. Okay, it's a much smaller school system. You know, we have 19,000 kids. I think they have 1,900.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
obviously you spend that much more per pupil, and you're going to have a different quality of education.
Right.
So one of the biggest issues that we have faced throughout the years is funding, like every other urban school.
Right.
In the 1970s, 60s and 70s, they used to fund our schools at about 50% of the state of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
It's down to about 28%.
Oh, so are you saying that it's lowered?
It has
Yeah.
lowered year after year after year. And people don't realize it. All the lottery money that we get from lotteries, most states put it into their schools. We put it into programs for senior citizens.
That's right.
Which,
Yeah,
which,
you're right.
which
You're
is
right about
good.
that.
We
Yeah.
need to take care of our elders and our seniors. But all that money, the majority of it, you know, goes into to programs for senior citizens, so it doesn't go into our schools.
Right.
So the state has been systematically decreasing the amount of money. Now, myself and the mayors of other large municipalities across the Commonwealth got together with our superintendents last year, and we said, you know, we're going to put aside our own agendas. We're going to focus on our kids, because no matter how much we try to bring in economic development, no matter how much we try to improve public safety, if we don't have a good school system, you're not going to get younger families that are going to come in and stay within our urban cores.
Yes.
And so we put aside our agendas. We lobbied hard for increased funding for our schools, and we had a 20% increase in funding. We got $12 million more in our school budgets year after. In fact, Allen County got the second highest increase in the state of additional school funding. We also, and what the funding is being used for, a lot of it is helping to rebuild our schools. For the first time ever, we're building new schools.
Yeah, they were saying there's a couple of locations that
there's a $500 million. Actually, it's $455 million, almost $500 million. Probably $500 million by the time they
they're
finish.
inflation.
But of renovation that's going in, we're actually one right across Jackson, which is on 15th and Allen. Used to be old Allen Window. They tore that down. They're building an $18 million new school. Now, I'm not saying that a new school will totally solve the educational disparities that exist in some of our urban youth, but it has to have an impact. You can't tell me that a kid going to Allen High School and it's, you know, having the paint peeling off the walls, and then going to Parkland and having basically the Taj Mahal laid out in front of them. That is not going to have an effect on that student. And so we're putting $60 million in the school system into Allen. They're going to do a major, I think it's $48 to $49 million renovation of Deerhoff. They're building new schools like the one I said in Jackson. And those new schools, I think, will have a tremendous effect, because they're not just going to increase the learning environment and improve the learning environment for our kids. They're going to have an impact on that whole neighborhood. You put a new school in, you're going to fundamentally change the dynamics of that community in a very positive way. And so the schools, we've been working with them. The other thing I was going to say what we've been doing is we've been trying to get the kids to read more.
Yeah, I heard about there's a new program.
Yeah, we actually two new programs.
Okay, yeah.
The fire trucks are one of them.
Right.
And what do I mean by that? Well, we worked with our fire chief, and he actually came up with this idea. I thought it was tremendous. I went to the school district, and we've been working with several of our inner city schools to up to 4th grade, and if they read a certain amount of books per month and do a book report, they can get a ride to school in a fire truck. Which encourages these kids. These kids love it. They are enjoying it. They read books. They do book reports, and it's getting them to do something they probably normally just wouldn't do, which is read a lot more books outside of what's required by the teachers at home. The other things we did this summer was we partnered with Sneaker Villa and the Trexler Trust. We were able to get some grant money from the Trexler Trust. Sneaker Villa donated a number of